Well, it looks like we're going to have another fun night here. We're going to start out solo till everybody tries to get here on time. We had a bunch of traffic in the area, and as tendency is, it has tied up everybody's travel arrangements. I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight to Let's Talk Racing. Let's try this again. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight to Let's Talk Racing. I'm Roger Brehm. Our other guest host will be Steve Mullins. That's Matt and Steven combined. Goodness gracious, that's really bad. Steve Durbin. And Matt Mullins will not be here tonight. He is detained and will not be able to make it in time. Our guests tonight are Gary Camp and Chocolate Myers. Gary Camp is the PR representative out at Dover International Raceway. And the Chocolate Myers, most of you people who are Dale Earnhardt Sr. fans, you'll know that he used to be Dale's fuel man when he was still racing. He now is in the management section of Richard Childress Racing. I think the last time I talked to him, he was working out in the museum, in charge of the museum at Richard Childress. We will be getting those guys onto the phone here shortly. But Chocolate will be the first one at 7:15 and Gary Camps at 7:45. At 7:30, we are going to have a guest call in. And it's somebody from Chocolate Myers' past, and we will all have some fun with that. We also have our chat rooms open. We have both the one on Facebook, and we have the one that's the JavaScript operating off the website. So bear with me as we get cranking up here. I was trying to hurry up and get things rolling and get some text sent out, so we remind everybody to call in at the right times. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the racing action at good old Darlington over the past weekend. The little scuffle between Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. Happy wasn't too happy. So anyway, there was a lot of interesting things that happened on after that. Both drivers got fined $25,000 and 4 weeks or 4 race probation for each of them. They apparently were okay with that. It didn't sound like it fazed them too much. Hey, $25,000, they probably carry that around in their money clip. But everybody, hopefully y'all enjoyed all the racing action. Also, let's see here. I'm going to almost let the cat out of the bag. Got to remember, it's supposed to be a secret. 7:30. Okay. Oh goodness, I hate when it's all by yourself. It's so hard to do. We're going to have conversations at 7 to 7:15, but we didn't. Those that were local, we had the Langley Speedway action. They got 5 of the 7 races in, and the last 2 got closed and kicked out due to Mother Nature deciding to let loose a little water. Actually, a lot of water. The racing was hot and heavy. U-Car division, you had 2 drivers that definitely had some disagreements with themselves. Let's see if we can pull this up here. I apologize on this. Never-ending fun of doing this on the lonesome side. They were supposedly going to run 2 late model races. They got the first one in. The second one did not make it. So like I said, it was supposed to be the last race. It got rained out. The modifieds also got rained out. We also, let's see, they ran Wing Champ carts. And let's see here if I can pull up some results here. Greg Edwards got the late model in the first race. His went in. It was a rather emotional one. They dedicated to Mrs. Long. who has been a part of racing at Langley for a long time. She just passed away just a short period of time ago. Mary Lou Long was her name, married to James Long. Everybody out there knows James Long because he fields a couple of different cars out there. If, by the way, if anybody's having some issues with the audio, let me know how it's going. We had some problems last week, and so I'd like to find out if it's running better this week. Let's see. CE Falk and Greg Edwards were both running up front. CE led most of the race until about 8 laps to go, and Greg got up a little bit under him, and CE tried to come down, and so apparently the spotters weren't quick enough to get him in their right places, and so CE got scooted up the track a little bit, fell right in behind Greg, followed him all the way to the finish. And that was the top 2 finishers there. Let's see here. See if I can find out. Pepsi Grand Stocks was a little bit of excitement. Ricky Derrick probably does not still figured out how he managed to squeak this one out. He had to go to the rear once or twice, managed to scoot back up. Had a little issue in front of him on the last lap, turns 3 and 4, and got together. Let's see, who was it? I think it was Claire and Boyd. They got together on the last lap. Spun out right in front of Ricky. He just turned hard left, managed to squeak underneath him, and made it out of the turn and crossed in the start-finish line. One of the drivers, Rodney Boyd, was moving it back around the track, and Claire came up behind him, did something along the lines of Days of Thunder, caught him under the tail end of the car, gave him a quick push, and turned right, which spun Rodney Boyd around and dumped him into a ditch. And of course, the ditch drops down about 3 feet, and of course, with that came a lot of rear end damage with that. So let's not just say that they weren't too happy with each other at the end of that race. Let's see if I can get you the U-Car grouping here. Chris Hildebrand, who won the race, or at least he made it to the checker flag first. He failed to clear post-race tech inspection, and the win was given to Landon Florian. And let's see, brought his personal U-Car winning streak to 5. Let's see. Bear with me, I'm trying to get caught up on this. This was Matt's job. Let's see. Eric Schaefer. Let's see. Nope, that wasn't it. Mike Joyner and Rick Powers. Those were the two in the U-Car division that were having issues with each other. One didn't like how the other moved. The first one to get out of the way. Bear with me, I'm answering chat room also. Anyway, oh goodness. Anybody in the chat room want to throw some stuff out here? Be glad to kick some things in here and get going. Let me bear with me here. Do. See if I can get chocolate to get kicking in here. Oh, come on. I hate it when the phone doesn't want to work. There we go. But, bear with me as I get this in. Some of these guys, they get too busy and begin to wonder what and how they make time for everything. Hello, stranger. Oh, goodness. You know how hard it is to try to talk racing news when it's one person? Yeah. I'll tell you. Oh, all right. Steve just now finally made it in here. And he's going to pick up while I try to hurry up and get, well, hopefully he'll call in here in a second. But I hate having to do it out here in front of everybody. Of course, it could be worse. I could put his phone number in on my phone and show it to everybody like Kenny Wallace did, or DW did for Kenny Wallace. And you know what? Kenny Wallace has not still yet changed his phone number from that number, which I think is rather cool to some extent. He's got some balls. Well, did everything come out all right? Get all the paperwork done? Snicker. Latrine humor. Said there was a fight going on.
No, I got a lot going on.
Go ahead and kick in behind if you want. Huh?
I have to do paperwork.
Anywho. So what'd you think of the racing, Langley?
Apparently it was beat everybody up weekend.
I tell you.
On both Cup and Langley.
No. Well, and you heard that they both got hit with $25,000 fine, 4
Cup
weeks.
side, yeah.
You can sign on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. I knew they got fined. I didn't know how much yet. I didn't look at it yet.
We got Charvandera. She is in here with us already. Yeah, they got $25,000 fine each and 4 race probation.
Well, I'm glad they at least got both of them. So.
Here, I was gonna say just click on the other thing. It was already
Oh.
the chat thing right there. Oh well.
Same thing.
Either way, rock and roll. Da, 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 da. Anywho,
I knew they'd find Kyle. I was hoping and glad that they find Kevin too for antagonizing the whole thing.
well, I mean, there was give and take on it anyway. I mean, Kyle said, you know, he didn't have a reverse gear, so the only thing he could do was go forward.
It went in reverse. He backed up for like a few feet for a little bit.
Well, we need to replay on that one. But that was his story.
I know. You're not going to think about going backwards. You're going to think about doing something to his car.
Oh, jeez. At least I might get on the short end of this thing. I should have grabbed the other one for me, too.
I can switch chairs.
That's all right.
Okay.
I'll let you feel like you're getting up in the world.
Yeah. Like Kyle did try to avoid it, so he tried every little way to get away from Kevin, and Kevin kept following him. And
but let Kevin get in front of him. So I figured, oh, he's in front of me, no problem. There, stopped right there on pit road with him right behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Harvick was heading over to punch him.
Mm-hmm.
So get out of the way, or boop. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go back. I watched it again. I went home for lunch and I just happened to have it on, and I did not get a chance to rewatch that. But I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
Oh, I've watched it several times already.
Online.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
it's all
geez.
over. But
anyway, waiting on chocolate here to call in.
Langley's, I haven't seen anything quite like that in a while with the U-Cars.
That Days of Thunder routine?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That surprised us all, and it was quite interesting to see.
Yeah, I was pulling up Langley's, trying to figure out who it was that had gotten in trouble. It was Claire and...
the 56, I know that. The green 56, I don't know his name.
Oh, I gotta remember which one I'm looking at here.
And the orange 20.
Let's see.
But I knew the first retaliation was coming back just because the 20, which is... I can't remember his name now.
You know Chris Hildebrand failed inspection.
Yep, I heard that.
Florian got the...
So he ended up not winning the race.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But it happens.
Five race streak now.
Something like too much rear camber, I believe is what it was.
Yeah, the guys are playing with doggone camber in the tires now, and so...
It works, but they can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a low-end of a race program, so that
you don't have to worry about all that technical stuff. Just get in and go. But yeah, I knew the 20 got spun out by somebody just before the 56 got him, and so it was like 2 laps after the first one happened. So he was already frustrated and mad. The fact that, from what I saw, the green 56 didn't back off any once he got into him, so he didn't try to let him save it. He just kept driving through it, and that's what made the 20 mad.
And of course, on the front stretch,
well, he just went slow for like 3 laps because they didn't really. They throw the caution for that one. I don't think if they threw the caution for that one, then when they went green, he just kind of slowed and waited for him to come. They didn't throw the caution for that. He did 360 and kept going. Then he just kind of cruised around the inside, waiting for him to come back around. And in turn 1, he made a straight right where the 56 was going on the outside of him and hit him in the left rear.
Yeah.
And
then followed up on the front stretch.
56 came back and didn't back off.
Nailed
and
the 20
him
right in the back.
Right in front of us, too.
Oh, my God. Then, after that, the cars drove up a little further into turn 1, and then they stopped them one in front of the other, and that's when they said, let's do some little fisticuff stuff.
Well, the 56 kept pushing, hitting the 20. And they were both just furious.
Well, I mean, at that point in time, the 20 had no ass end left.
Oh, yeah, he couldn't go anywhere.
You know, he was, once he got hit from behind, it was just sort of like
destroyed.
rolled up. I mean, they called medical over to him because somebody apparently got hurt in it.
He said his neck was sore. I think it was more he was trying to get the guy away from him from punching him. But because he got out and it was fine. I'm sure it still hurt though, because you don't just floor it into the back of somebody that's going slow, you know, and not at least
expect something's going to hurt.
Yeah. First,
the guest tonight, in case they want to know, it's Chocolate Myers. I'm getting ready to call him.
Chocolate Myers.
And then Gary Camp will be the next one. There is a surprise guest in between the two of them, but I can't say it because it's in reference to chocolate.
I got you. Gary Camp with Durbin. So yeah, anyone who missed the races out at Langley, it wasn't just the U-Cars, late models, last 2 weeks. Well, okay, we didn't run in Richmond the week before that, and then this last weekend. They've all been running fairly aggressive actually. Been quite fun to watch. And the legend cars also, they've been outstanding. The carts, we had 24 carts, and that's good to see that many people out there, and that made those just amazing to watch too. Pretty much name it, everyone's done good. We had controversy in the Grand Stocks too. First and second place took each other out, and turns 3 and 4 on the last lap, and third place guy went right on by and got the win. And of course, go figure, a little altercation occurred after that too, but it stayed just on the track. It didn't go any further as far as I know, unless it would happen afterwards. But unfortunately, rain kicked in again for the third time in 4 races. Hopefully, Mother Nature straightens her act up and lets us finish them. Because we were going to have they had the 250 dual 50s for the late models, and they only got one in, and the other one was shaping up to be a really good one. So I'm sure that'll continue on the next late model race. So. You talking to your phone again?
Yes, I'm talking to my phone again. Having to send it to his work and whatever other numbers.
I don't know what all you went over already.
Just generics. Some of the stuff there. Hey, it doesn't hurt to run over again.
Yeah. I'm just glad Regan Smith got the win on that race. I was pulling so hard for. I was gonna be mad if Carl got him.
Oh, dude. Hey, worked out good.
And he didn't let him win either. They both drove the wheels off that car.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like he just didn't try.
Crap.
Did I mess it up?
No, I did.
Oh.
I said, oh yeah. And it goes right on there doing it. Well, just
yeah.
Call 757-727-9263 now.
We do have Dover coming up this weekend.
Yep. And
unfortunately, I can't go. But, again.
Oh, and you're going to miss something too.
I'm going to miss a lot of stuff.
I can't tell you what it is yet because we're on the show here.
That's fine.
It's around the surprise, and you have yet to have met this person.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Dover. I'm gonna miss the All-Star race and Charlotte. Well, actually, yeah, I'll still miss Charlotte because our 29th was our last day there. So. Which is Saturday.
But I can show you through the miracle of technology.
Don't you love technology?
You bet your ass. See, you can see what I'm typing.
Are the trucks running Friday during the day, or are they running? Because it's showing it like 8 at night on Friday, but I know they don't run Dover at night. I think they did that last year too. They raced earlier and then showed it later on because everybody's working.
Yeah, I remember when I was there, it was all during daylight hours.
Yeah, and I know Saturday's nationwide, Cup Sunday. I know the trucks are running too.
You know what? I can tell you in just a moment here. Go to NASCAR.com.
Yeah. I could do that too.
That's why they pay
I just figured I'd ask.
Sprint Cup.
Trucks.
Fuckers.
I love watching the trucks at Dover. And I'll get to watch that one too, because I'll still be here.
Let's see here.
What time?
That's what I was trying to see if they had any time here on it. Carl Laurent is going to be there. Kevin Harvick,
Of course.
daughter, Timothy Peters, of course, Kyle Busch,
Yep.
Joanna Long is running out there. Cool. She's
Parker
still
Clearman
running.
is going to be in a truck.
And I don't know if no, it doesn't look like what's her name's going to be in it or not.
Who?
Oh my God. God, she kicked my ass. Having a brain fart. What's the number 10 truck? Jennifer Jo Cobb.
Oh, Jennifer.
Yeah, she went to the last race, but she had truck. Oh, but she's running nationwide. What am I doing? She ain't running the trucks.
That was
Duh.
last year. She thinks she.
Yeah,
she
I
ran
know,
Daytona,
I'm
though?
sitting there looking. I'm seeing names that I'm used to seeing, and
There it is. 4:45 Friday Eastern.
Yeah,
Yep,
so they're
TV
just
8:30.
so they're just time delaying it. All right, doggone it.
It'd be nice to see Dover at night. It'd be interesting.
I have to kick Chocolate's butt.
Eh,
He and I used to. I would go to Richmond, and I would meet up with Jerry Haley, who was in charge of doing the racing engines on the Earnhardt's car. And there was a lot of fun times. Go up there and start talking with him and everything. He'd say, hey Roger, what you got going on here? Good. You want some close-up pictures? I do close-up pictures up while he's working on Earnhardt stuff and everything. Then one day he says, you got enough? I said, yeah. Why? He says, good. Put your camera down over there. Give me a hand. So here I dove right in there and started tearing apart Earnhardt's engine. And it was pretty funny. People walking by and they're seeing this guy working on Earnhardt's engine with a Petty shirt on.
Yeah.
Courtesy of coming in with the Petties. So that was always some interesting stuff. Hey, we got dial tone, so I know the phone bill's been paid.
Hope so.
Oh God! The only time we ever had the hard time was when I changed from Cox back over to Verizon, and they screwed everything up. The numbers were going to the wrong buttons.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I was livid, to say the least. My surprise guest is going to be calling in before my regular guest is. Doggone it.
That'd be alright.
No, it's not all right. I hate when things go to crap and hell in a handbasket. You know the saying? But, anywho. Oh, yeah. I was going to show you. Now watch that be who I think it is. Let's talk racing.
Hey, it's Tim.
Hey, Tim.
What's up?
I'm going to shoot Chocolate when I get a hold of his butt. He says, make sure you text me earlier so I don't forget to call in.
Yeah.
Texted him and been calling him. I don't know if he got himself into something he couldn't get out of.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, that's cool. Anyway, everybody, we have Tim Packman. This is our surprise guest for Chocolate, and Chocolate is a MIA tonight.
I like how that worked out.
I tell you.
That's
Those of you on Facebook and can go to Tim Packman's page, you will notice that he has something unusual for the 23 car this weekend. Why don't you go ahead and give us a scoop on that, Tim? Give everybody a little bio about yourself so they'll know who the heck we're talking to.
I'll put him to sleep with all that. We're going to put Ford car this weekend. No, we're something different. The 23 Dodge for F3 Motorsports, we're going to have a children's book. I think NASCAR Publishing said this is the first time that this has been done that they know of, that a book of any type through the NASCAR library collection is going to be on the cover, on the hood of a book, of a race car. So we're having fun with that. It's called Funny Day on the Race Car, Man. It's a children's book I wrote. It kind of came out last week. It's officially been released this week. And it's about a NASCAR driver who competes for the pure joy of racing because he loves to do it so much. And he might not be the best, but he's okay with that because he just loves to get out there and race. And it's kind of the message for the kids is everyone's trying to be number one. Not everybody can be number one. If you're number 2, 3, 4, or 5, you're still a good person. Everything's fine. No one likes you less. it's just that, you know, you can't be the best, but if you're out there doing it because you love something so much and you enjoy it so much, then that's kind of what it's about, to compete and be a part of things. And that's the message of Funny Dan the Race Car Man. So the website's funnydanracecarman.com, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it this week. And Alex Kennedy's in the car, and we also have St. Baldrick's Foundation, which is, you know, a cure for cancer for kids. So it all ties in together because Alex is all 19 years old. So Kennedy, kids book, and racing for cure for cancer for kids, kind of all tying in together this weekend.
That's awesome. Wow. Let's see. Okay, what made you want to write that book? Like, what made it click in your head? So I'm going to do this.
It's the one thing. Every character in the book is an actual person in my life.
Okay.
Who I've met either in Buffalo or in Charlotte. Part of my racing life, part of my personal life, my family life. But it's people in the true characters. So there's a called Funny Dan Racing Man, something like that. When I was a track announcer up in Buffalo, Lancaster Speedway.
Okay.
And the name just kind of stuck with me. Like, that'd be, you know, something fun for a children's book or something. So through the years, different stories and different things have happened, and different funny incidents have taken place. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be something to incorporate. So I just kind of put the whole thing together. And, you know, kids love books, and you know, it's very colorful. And you know, when I was a kid, I used to love to read all the time. That kind of led to me being a writer and other things in my broadcasting career. But so that's kind of the inspiration that put it together. I've actually had the book in my back pocket for probably 6 years, something like that. And last fall, I finally put everything in motion to make it happen. And the folks at Headline Kids were great to work with. Of all the publishers I went to, they're the only one that said, yeah, I'd like to look at that. And they said, let's do it. So they found the illustrator, Brendan Solero, a very talented illustrator, goes to university. He did that. I've never met him, but I did caveman drawings of everything I kind of wanted. And he came back, and the first time I saw Funny Dan the Race Car Man in life, so to speak, on paper, I was like, oh my gosh. And there was no changes. I think we made 2 changes to all the illustrations in our book.
Cool. I like the caveman drawing scenario instead of stick figures.
Yeah, well, that's all I'm pretty much good at. So I was close, and he said, "No, I'm able to work out that." But you know, from what I sent him and what he came back to, was absolutely wonderful.
Now, how did it come about getting it on the car?
That was Alex Kennedy's idea. We have him in the car this weekend, and we said, "Well, you got the car. What do you want there on decals?" He said, "Well, we want to put St. Baldrick's on the deck lid and on the quarter panels." And I said, "Well, what about the hood?" He goes, "We'll let you know." So about 10, 15 minutes later, his dad, Terry Kennedy, called me and said, "Alex just showed me your link. It was the day that the book was posted on Amazon.com." And I said the link on Facebook, so I was excited about it. Well, he saw that, and he goes, "What's this?" I said, "That's a children's book I wrote." He goes, "I've known you for over a year. You never told me about that." I said, "Well, I don't talk about it. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I wrote a children's book." He goes, "Alex wants to put it on the hood." I was like, no, blah, blah, blah. So they called me back 5 minutes later, and they said, "Look, if you don't put it on the hood, we're not going to race." I said, "You know what? Let's do it then." It was Alex's idea, and I called Mr. Richardson, and he was all for it, and Rob Jr. thought it was great, too. So I want to thank them very much for, you know, playing along when, you know, they didn't have to. So it's cost me some decals, and we're going to have some fun with it this weekend.
Hey, Tim, you now get a little bit off subject. What you need to do in your Facebook, you know you can change your name and everything and put it at the end of Facebook.com, right?
Yes. I don't know how to do that, but yeah.
All right, you just go into edit settings, or one day I'll walk you through it. That way I can just say go to Facebook.com/Tim.Packman or Tim Packman, and they can go right to you. Yeah. Instead of saying profile.php !ID equals a bunch of numbers.
And I thought my profile was going to bore your listeners. That ought to do it. Holy crow.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Funny Dan has his own Facebook page, too.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Oh, cool.
His own Twitter.
So where can one get this book at?
I have one on me right now, or...
well, you going to send it to me?
You can go to funnydanracecarman.com. It's Funny Dan's Facebook page. Also, it's on my page, probably 4, 5, 6 places. So it's there. But yeah, the website was done by a friend of mine who went to high school up in Buffalo. So I've had a I had a lot of great people just kind of get behind us and said, hey, let's have fun with this. So, very blessed.
Well, that's good. Glad to see you can get it going then.
I mean, that's sweet. That's I tell you what, I've run into more people on this show doing books.
Yeah.
I'm starting a nice little collection.
Well, good.
This might be the first one I have to pay for, though.
No. Yeah. It's a business. No, I'm kidding. I'll help you out there, Roger.
Oh, you don't have to. I'm just.
How did you beg in front of all your listeners?
Yeah, you love how that works.
Yeah, shamed me into it there. No big deal.
I've got one I'm going to try to do. Actually, we were trying to do it before the Denny Hamlin Foundation race. There's a young kid named Greg Galding who signed a contract with Kevin.
Yeah, I know Greg.
We signed a contract with Kevin for 5 years.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get them both on the show and shame Kevin into letting Greg try to race in that in the Denny Hamlin Foundation race.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Oh God, I want him to be in there so bad so he could do a whooping on Kevin, and then he would really have some fun to give him because he whoops up on him when they go kart racing all the time.
Oh, Greg weighs what, 25 pounds?
Yeah, soaking wet.
Yeah.
But oh God, those guys are fun to get together though.
Who's in the background there?
I have Stephen Durbin over here with me.
Okay, got it. Oh, I heard someone giggling back there. I was like, okay.
He's my giggle box. I just plug him in and feed him a joke or tell him to giggle and he giggles.
Thank you.
There you go. That's the laugh box with all the.
I don't get paid for it though.
Oh, hold on. Don't you always get to eat afterwards?
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
I'll count.
I tell you,
that counts.
you feed the help and they complain.
Exactly.
He gets all the pizza he can eat.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, but sometimes we let him go Chinese though.
That's good, as long as you break it up a little bit there. But
yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have fun this weekend. We're gonna see what happens, and like I said, it's the decal came out incredible. I was like, wow, that's big.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's like, look, your name's on it. I go, I don't care about my name. I want everyone to become Funny Dan. I want them to know that. So if anyone's going to Dover this week, we're gonna do a book signing at 11:30. It's the first official one, 11:30 at the NASCAR souvenir rig. So it's the first, one that NASCAR is gonna at the track there. We're gonna see how that goes, and little by little, picks up some steam here. We'll have fun with the whole thing. I'm not anticipating any Harry Potter type thing, but the publisher said you got 2 sequels. I go, okay, no problem. What's that?
Cool. Hey, who knows? You just never know.
It'll get TV time too. I know that just from looking at it. They'll see it and they'll want to put it on there.
Well, I've been calling in all my meeting favors, like, hey, I've helped you guys for 10 years, 12 years. I need a favor, so don't do it. I know where y'all live.
Make sure you give Chocolate a hard time too.
Yeah, I'll probably see him. He'll be around.
I wish. Did Robert know about this was coming up or anything?
What's that?
About the car for Dover.
Oh yeah, he was all for it. He even sat down and sketched out how he thought it should go, and then I handed it off to the guys at the decal source, and after some tweaking and adjusting, we agreed on it, and we sent it to NASCAR, and NASCAR said, yeah, that's cool. We like that. So we had to do a few adjustments today because the website part that was supposed to be on the hood, there wasn't room for it, so we put it on the TV panel, and I sent it to NASCAR, and yeah, that's fine. I was like, okay, well, I just want to make sure. I want to prizes when I get to the track. I can go.
Now, the reason I was asking, because when I was there at Richmond with him, and we were talking about all sorts of different things, and I was telling him I was thinking about going to Dover, and he says, oh, I'm not going to be racing at Dover. I said, oh, okay.
He was keeping us surprised.
I reckon. I'll tell you, I'd have had fun.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the reserve, it's not about them. They really don't care. No. I say that tongue-in-cheek, of course.
Oh goodness. So what else is happening in the R3 Motorsports stable?
Well, we did a little agreement with came out today with Cornell University. Cornell University has a racing team that they compete in. So they're up for the 10th World Championship this weekend, whatever level it is they do. So we formed a little alliance with them. That's going to be a 3-race deal, and they're going to come on board, and in turn we're going to support them a little bit and just do a little cross promotion, and we're going to have some of their guys come to the race at Watkins Glen later this year. So a little something different, reaching over across the aisle saying, hey, how you doing?
Okay, cool. Now, all right, there we go. I finally got to your website. I kept putting Funny Dan the race car man instead of Funny Dan race car man. I had to have my Giggle box had to straighten me out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. Look at that. That's our boy right there.
Hey, there he is.
He looks almost like the character, you know.
No, that's not me at all.
Now, if I remember correctly, when we were talking earlier, all these, everything in the book is based on real, true life happenings.
Sort of, yeah. Some of it was made up, of course. It's a story, but some of the things in there that are actually things that people have said, things that people have done. That I just kind of put it away and just use it as inspired and tie it all into one big funny story, and that's kind of where it all came from.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, let's see here. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what's this headlinekids.com? Is that?
That's the publisher.
Oh, okay.
So you click on there, and that's where you can order a book from them, or if you want one personalized, you can go to the bottom and email me, and I'll stick up to how you can get one.
Okay. Who does the website? We got a bad link.
It's a buddy, my buddy Peter. The link's not good right now, or
the Headline Kids graphic on the right that you click on, he left out the E in line.
Oh, what about the URL that's in there?
Yeah, it works.
Well, there you go.
So I get there somehow.
Jeez.
It's only a freaking computer.
Yeah, you work on computers too?
Yes.
Wow, that's scary.
Oh God. Now hold on. Let's see. What was your birth date? Your year of birth, anyway.
64.
I was almost working on computers by the time you were born.
Yeah, there you go.
And 73 was when I first started working on those bad boys.
I didn't even know what they were.
Unfortunately, I did.
Watching Super Friends.
Yeah, there you go. I remember that. You don't even get to see cartoons hardly anymore, except on a cartoon channel on Saturday mornings.
That's where you're supposed to see them, on the cartoon channel.
Oh gosh, everybody loves it.
And to watch sports, right?
Yeah. I mean, you used to have your major networks always had cartoons: NBC, CBS, ABC. I mean, and it usually ran from like 7 a.m. till at least noontime. Gave parents plenty of time to sleep in.
That's what they hope.
Oh gosh.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate that. I'm sitting outside the restaurant here, about to go and have a little bit of Italian food tonight with my wife and I.
Oh, cool.
Who in the book is Darling Dawn.
Where's that at? We'll tell everybody so they'll come down there and come for your autographs and stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a good time at supper tonight. Give the missus a squeeze.
All right, I appreciate it, and you guys all have a good night.
You too.
All right, you too. Bye, Tim.
Bye.
That's cool. I'll probably take off pretty well.
I hope so. I like to
just
see
looking
him get a good crank up on there. Oh, let's see here. Make sure everybody else is. Okay. Gee, what am I doing?
I don't know.
I'm just saying that.
Too much technology for you?
Oh, jeez. Too many buttons on this freaking thing.
There's no buttons at all.
Yes, there are. There are 4 buttons right there.
4 is too many?
1 here, 2 there, and 1 up here, and then the whole freaking screen is a touchpad. So that's one big ass button.
Don't touch it.
I gotta touch that part. Jeez. Oh God. Jackie, come over here and take his place.
No. I'm not doing any technology.
Oh God. I tell you what. You would have. I wish Chocolate Myers would have called in.
Yeah.
And you were here at the time when he was calling in, then we could talk to him about Dale a lot.
About who?
Dale Earnhardt,
Oh.
your favorite.
Oh, yeah. Who was that on the phone?
That was Tim Packman with R3 Motorsports, and he has written a children's book called. Go ahead.
Funny Dan, the race car man.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yep, they put it on the 23 Nationwide car on the hood.
That's super.
Yeah. It looks
So-
like it's going to take off pretty quickly, I think.
Have you read it?
No,
It
he
just got released.
Just got released, so it's
I'd like to see that. What
yeah.
age children is it for? Do you know?
That one I don't know. But I just more of.
It's kind of important. Sure, it is hot in here. Dang.
Now, they can have the doors open, but
Let's see. I didn't see
wasn't
that
enough
here.
breeze kicking through to blow it out. But of course, having the big ass light back there on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that probably is. That's a nice finishing job up there somebody's doing in the ceiling.
Hey, you like that?
Yeah, especially the nail job.
I worked hard on all that
There's
stuff.
nail goes in there. That looks really good. Did y'all duct tape it up there?
Let's talk racing.
Hey, this is Gary Camp from Dover.
Hey, Gary, how you doing tonight?
Good, good. How about you?
Oh, we're having a blast giving each other a hard time and
Oh, good.
talking with a friend of ours. I don't know if you know a guy by the name of Tim Packman.
Sure.
Have you heard about what he's going to have on the number 23 nationwide car?
Oh, what is it?
Oh my God!
Children's book.
He's got a children's book, and this is going to be the first time a children's book has ever been on the hood of a NASCAR race car.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, it just came out.
Very cool.
So he's going to be down there. He's got an autograph session at 11:30.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, was the time he specified. Should go out there and check it out.
If I got nothing else going on, I'm there.
Yeah. It's just like you ain't got nothing to do that weekend, right?
Right.
Okay, we got Gary Camp on the line with us now. Gary, go ahead and do a quick bio so the people that are listening will get to know you.
Sure. I'm the Director of Communications for Dover International Speedway and Nashville Super Speedway. We own and operate the track here in Dover, but also Nashville Super Speedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. So handle all the media relations and PR and really just trying to sell tickets, trying to get butts in seats, and doing it any way we can.
Nice.
Cool.
I would be there, but unfortunately I'm going out of town.
Yeah? Do you typically come?
I have not yet. That was my goal to go this year, and then I am military, and they're sending me 2 weeks somewhere else, so I have to go.
I gotcha.
It's one of them, like,
I'll go in the fall or the next race.
it's a temporary duty 30 miles away type thing.
Yeah,
And he can't leave.
it sucks.
Got it.
But it works.
It's almost as bad as jail.
Except I make money.
Well, I mean, it's terrible. They send you to someplace like Williamsburg, Virginia. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's not much out there.
What? In Williamsburg?
Yeah.
Come on, you're a single boy.
Whatever.
Oh, let's get back to Gary here. I tell you, everybody's gonna think we're being mean to you.
That's all right. I don't mind.
So now, how did you get to be at Dover? Give me some more background here. All you told me is what you is, not what you were.
Oh, sure. I grew up in New Jersey, went to school in Delaware, attended the University of Delaware, and after college worked at a few advertising agencies doing public relations mostly. One of the clients that we had at the time was the Dover Downs Hotel and Casino, so worked to help them. They didn't have slots very long when I started doing PR on that side of the business, and we opened the new hotel here and did some expansions and was part of all that fun stuff. And one of my responsibilities was to work on race weekend as well. So the guy that I used to help out went to go work for Nextel when they came into the sport, and that sort of opened the door for me here because I kind of could hit the ground running because I knew everybody and had worked for 5 years at the agency for the track. So I've been here 7 years, been working these races and attending events here for almost 15 years now.
Huh, I probably have walked by you and never knew it.
Yeah, probably.
Now, you say you also do Nashville too, so when Nashville race comes around, you wind up being out there?
Yeah, sure do. We travel out there. We've got a skeleton crew on the ground in Nashville, and we sell tickets out of the offices here in Dover for both tracks. Do a lot of the marketing and public relations and promotions out of the offices here in Dover. And then there's about 10 of us that go to Nashville to orchestrate those events there. So that's just a new deal that we just started just this year, actually, where we have less folks on the ground and bring more people on site whenever we need to there.
Oh, cool.
So it's tiring, but it's a good deal when it's all done. Everybody really pitches in to pull it all together. So
Cool.
it's worked.
Well, good. That's always a nice way to keep the money cost down on everything for you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Now, what you got anything special planned going on this week at the track other than the races, of course?
Of course. Yeah, 3 days of races, Truck Series on Friday,
Lucas Oil 200. On Saturday, it's the Nationwide Series, the 5-hour Energy 200, and then Sunday, it's a FedEx 400 benefiting Autism Speaks. For the 5th year, we're working with Autism Speaks to raise money and awareness for their cause. So, neat deal. If Denny Hamlin happens to win the race on Sunday, $100,000 will be donated to Autism Speaks by the folks at FedEx.
Cool.
Extra incentive for people to cheer for the number 11.
Good old Denny.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin. And then we've got a ton of stuff going on outside the track. I'm biased, of course, but I feel like our fan zone and the things that we do outside the track are really second to none. We've got the largest military expo that's ever been on display at a NASCAR race. There's a ton of different things coming in, helicopters and B-17s, and there's an exhibit that shows you what the barracks are like for our soldiers that are overseas. There's climate-controlled military museums with the Marines. So tons of stuff like that going on, live music, go-karts, just lots of fun and activities like that for fans to see and do before the races even start. We've got a new Monster Fun Zone for kids on Saturday and Sunday, a new Italian restaurant we built outside the property.
Wow.
Near our big monster monument, so lots of stuff going on for sure.
I tell you what, now I'm pissed that I didn't go this weekend.
Well, it's not too late.
Oh, when I go, I have to do a little bit better planning.
Yeah.
I got a lot of other things that I have to deal with here.
Gotcha.
Before I get to go running off. Especially got to let the wife know at least a couple of weeks in advance. Or
Yeah.
Usually when I do go to the races with Tim and his group there, since we've known Robert for quite a while, and he's always a welcome guest on here. He's usually on here at least once a month, keeping up with everything. And he gets us in on the nationwide side. So.
Oh, nice.
And every once in a while, we do know some of the PR guys.
Always good to have a guy, isn't it?
Oh, I tell you. Oh, there's the end. No. But, yeah, the last time I went to Dover was not a good one.
What happened?
On the way back, all of a sudden my water pump went away.
Oh, no.
Out on 13 on Eastern Shore.
Oh, boy.
So I had to have a tow truck come up about an hour and a half, 2 hours up 13 to come snag me and take me back to Hampton.
Huh.
Only good thing, people I knew.
Yeah.
All I had to pay for was the gas.
Oh, boy.
So that wasn't too bad. I think it was maybe $80 in fuel. Hell of a tow for that long a distance. Nobody else. Now, how many seats does Dover hold, by the way?
Largest seating venue in the Mid-Atlantic, 135,000 seats.
What do you guesstimate you already got sold so far?
We don't know. We're trending about the same as we were last year. Not as great as we'd like to be, but we'll see how it all shakes out. It's really all about the weather at this point now. People are just waiting to make their decisions to buy longer than they used to, and I get it. You don't want to part with that money so early, so we'll see. It's not the weather's looking a little gloomy, but we're still optimistic that people are going to walk up and buy some tickets and see a good show.
Well, so got to talk about the seats. How much are your seating?
Well, the Friday race you can get a ticket for about $35. The Saturday race about $45, and the Sunday race it's from $55 to $96. So we've tinkered with prices here in recent years, and feel like the prices are at the right point. What we're hearing is the thing that the biggest cost when you come to a race, obviously right now, is gas and hotels. So the ticket price seems to be in line with where we think it should be, and then the big focus that we've been working this year is an effort to make it easier for kids and families to come out to a race. We've introduced some new prices. It's $8 for anyone that's 14 and under for the races on Friday and Saturday, and $10 on Sunday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, is there anywhere like people can park their car and stay overnight, or like any kind of campgrounds, or?
Tons of campgrounds. Yeah, we have it's big fun in our RV lots. RV Lot 10 is legendary in these parts, and it's a really inexpensive way to come to the races. It's only $50 in advance, $70 at the gate, and you can stay in the RV lots for the entire time for that price. It's not a per day fee out there.
Okay.
So it's pretty reasonable if you bring an RV and get it set up. it's a good time out there in the RV lots. We see you see some fun things out there. People bring bowling alleys and set them up. There's live concerts out there. And I went out there one night, saw a bunch of monkeys walking around in diapers. It's wild. A wild time out there.
Oh my God! Hey, we could take and load up the trailer and take it up there. And
There you go.
we'll have if we had a broadband link, we could take and broadcast live from outside.
Yep.
Oh my God, we get in so much trouble by then. I can remember a few things I shot by camera that was not done live that would probably get a lot of guys happy, but the women wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got somebody sitting in the back area here. She's been to some of the races we've been to, and guys love to have these bucket trucks, and the girls get a ride up to be able to look over everything, but they don't tell them till they're up they can't come back down till they're topless.
I'd do it.
I don't know if you can hear her in the background. She said she'd do it.
I like that.
Family sport.
Family sport. Oh yeah, I hear you. Oh gosh. Now, how did the Monster come about?
It's a good question, the Monster Mile. This place, as much as people call it Dover International Speedway nowadays, it's really known as the Monster Mile. So we, years ago, our current track president, who's been here for 37 years now, he started out as the PR guy in 1972, and he was president by 1979, and he's done some pretty great things with the property since he's been here, obviously. So he's the one that came up with it. It's a track that's known for being really tough on equipment, tough on drivers. To win a race here is sort of an accomplishment. We've got a neat trophy that we started giving out that people really love. So we've kind of built a brand around the Monster Mile. We've got the largest fiberglass structure in the country is outside the track, the Monster Monument. He's got a full-size car in his hand. He's 5 stories tall. Action figures, T-shirts, plush toys, flags, anything you can think of, we probably make here at Dover with the Monster on it, and really work to promote that Monster Mile brand. As much as people call them, most tracks are known by their location. It's Darlington, it's Daytona, it's Richmond, it's a place. We've sort of done a good job, I think, of building an identity as the Monster Mile, and the whole Monster deal is just an extension of that.
Now, does the Monster have a name?
Miles the Monster.
Okay.
Yeah, we just a few years ago we thought about tweaking that a little bit. He was about to be Mason or Concreature. That was the alternate name, Concrete. We ended up sticking with Miles the Monster, and
That's a good one.
seems to be a favorite with kids. And I've never seen so many cameras in one place than I have when we put that big monster outside. It's definitely it's different. You can't see anything like that at any other track.
So I know the other reason the name came about was the fact that if you got out of shape, you're gonna hit something, and most likely it's gonna be pretty hard. So
Yep.
it's just hard to get away from that.
Well, this is going to be another track Jeff Gordon's going to fuss about. Oh, I hit another spot.
No,
Did you catch
they
that
got
from?
that covered.
Huh?
They got all that covered.
You got safer barrier all the way around.
Not all the way around. There's most of the way around though. They
We'll
came out and did a
find
study. It's on the. It's not on the outside front stretch. Because of the way this track's set up, it's like a big cereal bowl. The cars get up to about 170 miles an hour. They do 1 mile in 23 seconds.
Yep. That'll be the spot Jeff Gordon will find to hit. He says, I always seem to find those spots. Did you hear about that? What was it?
Richmond.
At Richmond?
Was he complaining a little bit?
Yeah, he found
Yeah.
that one spot didn't have a wall, a safer barrier again.
The inside backstretch.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about
Richmond.
that.
Yeah, he found it in Las Vegas too. He's like, I have all the bad luck finding it.
So just to give you a heads up, if Gordon crashes on the front stretch on the outside wall, you know what he's going to be saying.
We'll be ready.
Hey, the easiest way. Hey, learn how to drive. Come on. As a race
Just
car
don't
driver.
hit it. Don't hit it.
Don't hit
You'll
it.
be
There
all
you
right.
go. Let's see. What else? What's some of the other questions we had here?
Well, now I know it's not really Dover related.
Sure.
What brought the idea of making Nashville all concrete?
Well, we built that track from scratch 10 years ago. It's actually, this is the 11th year of racing there, and the surface is it's a bit more expensive to make a track concrete, but it lasts a lot longer, and it's just unique. I think there's Bristol and Dover are the only Cup tracks that are concrete, and then you throw Nashville in the mix. I think it just makes for a kind of a unique racing surface, definitely a different experience for the drivers. And concrete's good with temperatures. You know, with the asphalt, as the sun sets and the time of day changes, the conditions change, and concrete's a little bit more consistent with temperature. So drivers seem to kind of like that. And it's just something that we did when we built that place, and it's a really nice facility. We built it from scratch in 2001. So that's kind of how we ended up with concrete there. And then in 1995, we used to be an asphalt track here in Dover. We converted to concrete in 1995, and it's holding up.
Cool.
So what brought that decision along? Like, what made y'all decide to change it to concrete? Do you know?
I think it's the same idea, just the fact that it was unique at the time, a little bit more consistent. It would last a little bit longer than asphalt. Doesn't seem to break up as much.
Just figured you'd try it out and see how it went.
Yeah.
It's expensive trying out, see how it went.
We
Well,
did.
you never know.
Well, racing at nights at Dover.
Oh, yeah.
How's the outlook for that in the future?
Say that again, racing what?
At night.
Racing at night at Dover.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the biggest questions I get.
Well, hey, we're going to ask the big ones if we can.
Yeah. Lights are neat. Don't get me wrong. I like a nice night race. I think it would sell really well here initially. But we feel like we're kind of like our day races here. We've got a couple coming into this Dover race. There's a few night races right before us. And then in our second race in the fall, it would be a little cold to be racing at night here in the grandstands when our Cup race is October 2nd. So it might be a little chilly. And there's also lots of things to think about that people don't, when you think about lights, it's obviously a huge expense. You don't just light the track. You have to light every single parking lot around this place. It would also change the whole complexion of race weekend now. So instead of a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, you'd turn to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday show. You'd have a truck race probably at night on Thursday, nationwide race on Friday, Cup race on Sunday, or on Saturday, I should say. It would just be a little bit different. I don't know, how ticket sales would be at those other events if you to come to a truck race on a Thursday. Richmond does it. They have some success with it, but for now, I think we're happy with where we are in the schedule, and we hope fans agree.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that October race comes about, because Dover's generally in the hotter months.
Yeah.
So it hadn't really had a cooler race there. So I like to see how the temperatures affect that. And that's kind of what it's been known for, is the hot temperatures. It makes everything all slick and
Yep.
know what it's for.
Yep, you got it.
By the way, Gary, my birthday is in October.
Oh, beautiful. What date?
October
wink.
7th is awful close, too.
Oh, that's pretty good. Family trip here to this race.
I'm giving you a heads up.
If I'm in the area, I'll be at that one.
Good.
Yeah, well, we will probably go out and catch the fall race anyway.
How far is your drive to Dover?
About 4 hours.
Yeah, 3 or 4 hours.
Nothing.
Yeah, we just hop on 13 and shoot straight on up.
Do that in my sleep.
And not through the small towns. They got too many cops.
Right.
Cruise control, it gets you in trouble. They got a lot tighter on that. They need more income in their city, so they got more of them out there.
Yep.
But let's see. Let's see. We got the lights covered.
Mm-hmm.
Got miles covered.
I got a random one. Just curious, did y'all change the wing on the car that Miles is holding up yet?
We have not yet. No, that car is original. We toyed with that idea. Wouldn't it be neat to put the winning car in the monster's hand? It's not easy. You got to get a crane and get that thing down and rewrap it. So there's definitely be a healthy expense that you incur, but that's not a reason not to do it. It really, I think, is more than anything, is probably a sponsor issue. We have a lot of really great partners and sponsors that see a lot of value in partnering with us here at the track. So you'd get in a position where you'd have somebody win a race in a car that's maybe a conflict. What if Brad Keselowski in the number 2 Miller Lite Dodge wins the race, and we're a Bud track? Now we got a big Miller Lite outside the track that our friends at Bud might not like too much. So we also have a nice deal in place with AAA where they sponsor that area out there, our Victory Plaza area and everything that we have going on. So they have some exposure on the car. So no, that car still has a wing. And
no, piss off the sponsors.
Well, so you can always just say Miles is just eating the old car and he didn't like it.
Yeah.
That might work for a little while. What we
read it?
got here?
Oh, let's see. What is the response when you get asked hotels
You,
to cover their prices?
what kind of response?
Just step right over here and ask
I
it.
just want to ask him a question.
Can you hear her?
Other tracks are really trying to work with the hotels near the tracks to get their prices down because, I've been to tons and tons of races. Every time I get there, the hotel is gone up. Oh my gosh, it's $150. Well, with gas prices, I have friends that have families that have quit going to races completely. They have stopped, and you see it on TV. You see no people in the stands, and you read about it, and it's going on and on and on. So some of the tracks are trying to work with outside hotels, and a lot of hotels are saying, no way, we're not dropping our prices, but their rooms are empty. So do you have any response at all for we're trying to work with hotels around Dover?
Yeah, we try. We have a fan-friendly hotel program in place where we have a network of hotels that we work with. We set out some parameters. It's a tricky thing, and we've met with all the hotel operators and all the tourism departments. We've been working really hard on this for the last couple of years, especially this year, because we're hearing that from fans too. That it's not so much the ticket, it's not even the transportation. It's really expensive to get there and stay if you bring a group of people. So the challenge for us is, we get it. A lot of these hotels, in a town the size of Dover, there's only 35,000 people, and there's a decent amount of hotels for a town that size, and a lot of them, probably part of the reason that they built a hotel here is because they get a chance to make money on race weekend. So it's a challenging position that we're in, because we get it. It's capitalism. It's their chance to make some money, but at the same time, it's really not great for the fans. It stinks because there's so few hotel rooms in our area that these guys really have the upper hand as far as supply and demand goes. So we're trying. We've got some hotels that we work with. There's about 15 of them now that have agreed to reduce the minimum night stays and reduce the rate per night of the room to a reasonable amount. And those are the only ones that we'll promote. And if folks call our ticket office or look on our website, those are the only ones we'll see.
Cool.
But it's tough. It's tough in a small town, in a small state.
Can you do that with the gas stations too?
Yeah, I know.
I remember when I went up there last year, going up, I was marking down what streets and everything where I saw gas stations and what the prices were.
Yeah.
So when I came back to the next day, I knew where to stop. But now, I went out to Martinsville in the earlier part of this year, of course, and the room rates, the normal rooms out in that area, $45 to $60 a night. You call up, they're $145 to $250 a night. And what I wound up doing, I just simply went through some of my software I have and said, okay, find me a hotel that's less than $60, and wound up staying in South Boston, which was an hour away. Wasn't too bad of a drive. And the gas between the two, you still saved a whole lot.
Yep. Yeah, that's what you got to do sometimes. If you go 45 minutes north or south of us, there's plenty of rooms to be had. The rates are a lot more reasonable. It's just finding a room that's real close to the track. And 45 minutes south of us is a really nice beach town, lots of things to do and see. So.
Yeah, and I usually just sleep in my car if I go to one.
That's the other choice.
Well, I'm young, I can do that, so I know a lot of people can't.
Yep.
Well, hey, they now have, for campers and backpackers, these total long showers now. Just get a couple bottles of water and put up their little hoop and the curtain and...
Done that way too many times.
Are you seeing less and less RVs pull into these races because of fuel?
It's hard to tell. We won't know until the race weekend's over. I think load-in, we just started parking RVs last Saturday. It was a little bit light, not noticeably light, but I felt like when I took a quick glimpse out there that it seemed a little bit lighter than normal. So, yeah, I'm sure gas is affecting folks. It's expensive to bring those RVs from far away to come to the races.
Yeah, it's like 8 miles to a gallon.
Yeah, so.
And they're diesel. Most of them are diesel.
Yeah, diesel too.
Yeah.
Well, diesel's being back to being almost the cheaper gas again.
Is it?
It's just about even.
Not
Just
my
about
truck.
even for regular unleaded
Diesel,
low test, whatever.
I use 93, so I gotta
Low octane. There we go.
pay more than diesel costs.
Roger, I have another question. When you're not doing, you're doing PR for the track, is this what you do all the time? I mean, you work just for 2 or 3 races a year, or?
A funny question. Yes, and I've got that one a few times too. Yeah, full-time job to promote these 2 race weekends. We have about 35 or 40 folks full-time on our staff that coordinate all these events. We hire 3,000 people over the course of race weekend. Ushers, security, parking, all that stuff, all the training that's required around that. And then we're working all year round really promoting these events. I was an English major, so I do a ton of writing, press releases, newsletters, souvenir programs, website content, communications to fans, and renewal brochures, and all that fun stuff. So it really is a full-time job, and especially, honestly, it's a full-time job at most venues, and we're doing it for 2 venues here with a pretty small, tight staff that's stretched pretty thin to get this stuff done. So,
if you have bad PR, say like from a driver or something, do you leave that up to the driver's PR, or do you try to get involved in that at all?
Say that again. Do we have what PR?
If you have like something bad happen at the track, like when Tony Stewart used to get in trouble all those years ago, do you let the PR person for NASCAR handle that, or does the track PR get involved in that at all? Because when I read articles in the newspaper, I wonder where this PR came from.
Yeah. Well, it depends what kind of event it is. If it's truly a negative event, it's an interesting dynamic because in NASCAR, unlike in baseball and football, we're just a big empty venue, and NASCAR sort of brings their party to us. And these guys swoop into town for 3 days, run these races, do as much as they can for the fans and their sponsors, and then they're off and on to the next place. So it's not like the Phillies or the Eagles or any of our local sports teams here, because you can go down the hall and say, hey, I need you to help me with an appearance, do this, this, and this. It's a different dynamic. So the drivers and their PR people are working hard to protect their image and make them as accessible to fans as they can and make their sponsors happy. And we're just trying to put on really the best show we can for the fans. So, but the challenging thing is we realize that without the drivers, the fans wouldn't be here. So we try to work with them and cash in as many favors as we can to get them to help us and do things and make appearances and sell tickets and visit the track on non-race weekends and do things like that. It's just it's tough. And these guys, every week, it's a different track hitting them up with a different list of demands and appearances and needs. So we try hard, but sometimes it's out of our control.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Sure, of course. I like your questions. Keep them coming.
She brought up a good point, though, the PR stuff. So you have 2 pairs of drivers right now that are not happy with each other coming into this weekend.
Yeah.
So you have that.
Always have drivers who are not happy with each other.
Okay, more than usual.
Oh, God.
Where punches are thrown.
Yeah, we're ready for them. There's on Friday, just a couple days away, I'll be moderating a press event the first thing of the day at 9 a.m. We've got a sponsorship announcement that we're making with Kevin Harvick and Elliott Sadler, and a couple folks are going to be in the room. And I'm sure all the media are going to be lined up. This is their first chance to have Kevin Harvick sitting down in a media session in front of them. So it should be fun.
Oh,
It'll be a good weekend.
Oh,
What is that? I want to listen to it.
yeah, really. Is this going to be through NASCAR Media, or is this strictly something you guys are doing?
No, it's the NASCAR Media Group thing. It'll be available.
Oh, I'll be able to get that then. I'm a member of that group, so I get to have...
He needs to get a good night's sleep.
Oh, yeah. But so what is your take on when you see a lot of this stuff happening, and in this case, they're bringing it to your track, the next venue, to where possibly something could happen? Are you, like a lot of the fans are, all right, good, we're going to have a little more oomph and bump and grind in here, and who knows what's going to happen? Of course, they got to hopefully make it look like it was accidental since they're on 4-race probation. How does that feel to you?
We love it. We love when there's stuff like that going on because it gets people excited. And when there's controversy and people fighting in the pits and drivers, clashing, that's a great thing for us. And I had the PR guy that's a buddy of mine that works at the track in Darlington. As soon as all that went down, he's sending me emails telling me, you're welcome, there you go,
This bud's for you?
Yeah. So, there's definitely value in the product on the track being exciting. And that's the other thing that we can't control is, if there's some things going on and NASCAR's tinkering with some rules, and there's always things that are going on in the sport. If fans aren't happy with that, we have no control over that. We just kind of are at their mercy and hoping that things work out and everything, makes a turn for the better and fans get excited again. But it's hard for us to change some of those things. So we just try really hard to put on all that fun and create an identity for ourselves and make race weekend unique here, something that you can't get when you go to Pocono or Richmond or Martinsville. It's once a mile. It's different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the drivers this year seem to have done a lot of that on their own, making it exciting. I think that new point system got everybody running a little more aggressive than usual.
Yeah.
And it's paying off.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting more excited to watch the races now. Stuff is happening more. It's just,
yeah, I think there's been a great year so far. Everything that's been going on has been.
Every race has something going on, so
yeah,
it's good to see.
Now I think it's like a little bit like Saturday night too. And if you think about this, you've got two guys now that are the only ones right now on probation.
Two hotheads.
Guess what? They get to be targets. So anybody that has been pissed off at them lately can drive them a little rougher than normal and get away with it because they know if they retaliate, they're out for whatever and however they want to do it.
Whatever, yeah, how many races there are.
Yeah, I know. Big time. I mean, I'm curious to see. Imagine if something happens here and they have to actually act on a probation. It's always been a nice fine. Certainly, $25,000 is nothing to scoff at. But now to see if they really, what's going to happen if they do, get into a little tussle on the track. They actually are both entered in our truck race on Friday night. So before the Cup race even happens, they're going to be.
Yeah, I saw that.
Been on Friday night, so we'll see.
Does that still count in the probation?
Yeah, because it's still part of NASCAR. Originally, they used to say it didn't count.
Yeah.
And then they came back and said, well, no, it's still all part of NASCAR.
You see it coming out there.
And that actually came out because of Carl Long. Remember when he had the engine thing?
Yeah, right.
And then they said, no, it's going to be all the way across. And then I ain't even going to get into that. We had a 2.5-hour discussion with Carl Long right after that happened on the show. So that was one of them late nights. That's it's always curious. Now, I remember somebody a year or two ago, maybe 2 to 3 years ago, was on probation. Something happened. It wasn't with who the original skirmish was, but he created another incident and wound up just basically getting his probation of 5 or 6 races extended through the end of the race season. So that's what I've seen before is that they stiffen it up a little bit more, but I have yet to see where they say, okay, that was your probation, you did something wrong, you're getting pulled out. It's not like in real life. If you go to jail and they give you out on probation, you screw up, you're back in jail.
Yeah, right.
So the other two are not on probation though, so that'd be interesting. Montoya and Newman.
Yeah,
that's not settled yet.
that's an ongoing thing, I think.
Oh no.
Now did you hear about what happened? There was some punches thrown.
Oh yeah, Newman and Montoya.
Yeah, I heard that rumor in the yeah.
I read it somewhere. It was.
Well, he never said.
Was it verified?
Newman never said that it wasn't thrown. he wouldn't say yes or no, so I'm sure something happened at least along.
It's one of those things. One of the J-Ski or something like that.
He said yes without saying yes.
It's possibly maybe could have kind of might have happened.
Yeah, right.
But I always love watching Dover and just like everything going on. It makes me gonna watch it more. That's one of the tracks I always mark on my calendar to
good.
Make sure to watch.
Yeah, it's a good race just because of the way the place is set up. I mean, some of these short tracks, they're great to watch. There's bumping and banging, but the speeds that we hit here, I mean, these cars are moving here.
And they're on the edge more because of that too. So it makes it a little more. You never know what's gonna happen kind of thing.
Yeah, right on.
That'd be a good one.
Anything else you want to pass to us here, Gary? It's your nickel.
Well, I would love to plug some tickets. If anybody can hear this and they want to come to the races, not too late to get some. It's 800-441-RACE, or you could check out our website. It's doverspeedway.com. We try to work real hard to keep that thing updated with everything that we hear about that's going on. If we hear Brad Keselowski is making an appearance at the Buffalo Wild Wings, it'll pop up on our website under a Things to Do story that we have up there. So check out the site if you're coming to Dover, and we hope you guys will see you in the fall, I guess.
Okay. Now, a question that was thrown here at the end: who's singing the Star Spangled Banner?
It's a group out of Nashville. It's called Miss Willie Brown. They're kind of an up-and-coming duet, two females, two attractive females, I'll tell you. They're going to sing the national anthem and performing a song before that, so it should be neat.
Who was the responsibility to check out all the possibilities? Was that something you got to do?
And you wouldn't believe the amount of CDs and links and emails and stuff that people send us of them singing the anthem. Doesn't fall on me, luckily, but someone else handles that for us here, and we usually have pretty good entertainment.
Ah, cool.
So.
All right, so everybody, make sure you go out to Dover if you're in the area, especially since it's a very nice track to go to. I've enjoyed being there many times. And I tell you what, it's too bad. I've been very lucky and blessed because of the people I know of being able to be put into situations where being able to walk in the garages, being able to see things going on, talking to people, and it's surprising how easy to talk to some of the people it is.
Oh yeah.
Of course, you got some of those that are on high speed, got to be here, got to be there type of people. Those are a little bit harder to talk to, but you've got a lot of the drivers that don't have a real tight schedule, and it's so nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Now,
all different walks of personalities, that's for sure. Everybody's got something going on, and some of the more seasoned guys have it figured out, and they're not as frantic. But that's the thing about NASCAR that I think makes it great is these guys are so accessible, and the media is really into their lives even outside of the track, and you feel like you have a bond with some of these guys, unlike baseball, football players.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of what makes the sport great. Kind of like what Richard Petty started way back when.
Oh yeah. Now y'all have fan packages too, I think too, right?
Yeah, we do have lots of different options like that. You mean ticket packages?
Yeah, where you have all sorts of stuff. You get
driver appearances and all that. Yeah, we have a thing called the Monster Mile Club that we offer for an extra $99. That's all you can eat, food and alcohol and sodas.
And alcohol.
I'll tell you, that'll draw a lot of people to hear that one, the food and alcohol. I'd be just there for the food.
Wait a minute.
We got Mark Martin making an appearance for us out there. We're going to do the 5-Hour Energy nationwide crew is going to do a pit stop exhibition out there a few times and walk you through a pit stop. Should be fun.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like, the fans get a chance to get in there and be involved in that stuff. Because there's just, I don't know, like I said, just so much stuff. Watch us be Chocolate Myers
Probably
calling
so.
me. Oh, God. Let me go ahead and let you go.
All right, well, it was great talking to you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, apparently they hung up. Oh, well. All right. And we will talk to you later on, Gary. You have yourself an enjoyable weekend.
Very good. We'll see you soon.
Don't work too hard.
I won't.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, one ring and hung up.
Let me see if it's on the caller ID.
Probably not. Just one ring.
No, didn't make it. It's got to do a 2-ringy. All I got is the Dover International Speedway. Oh.
He's calling from work then. Unless that's what his name is on his cell phone.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
I like it. He's easy to talk to.
Yeah, Gary seems to be a good guy. I got to talk to him for a short bit before we got onto this, and of course, PR guys, they're going to be
Easy to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want a PR guy that's
You have
hard
to
to
be.
talk to. I mean, geez, can't get anything done around here. Can't get nobody in the seats. Well, you better get a new PR guy. But sounds like they've got a good thing going on. They got lots of stuff for the fans to do, and that's the big thing. Having something for the people that are coming there. Of course, you got a lot of the exhibition stuff out there. A lot of trailers to spend the hard-earned dinero.
But yeah,
Jackie, quit smiling over there. We'll have to hook you up for the fall race, I reckon.
You know what? I'll go with y'all if y'all want to. I got a plan because of all these dogs and horses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Too bad we don't have the old big thing.
I'm looking.
Oh,
I'm gonna
goodness.
buy a horse trailer or another camper.
There you go. Anywho, well, we'd like to thank everybody for being with us tonight. Brad Causey was on here. What's he talking about? I'm making an appearance at Langley in the stands. He must be out there
he's going to the race.
the Wednesday night thing, or
No, Saturday.
Saturday.
He's just.
What was he? Oh,
You were talking about any appearances or driving
Oh,
appearances. I make an
gosh.
appearance.
Anyway, all right, let's get out of here so we can get rolling and go get some supper. I'd like to thank everybody once again. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing, and we will see ya.
Be sure to watch the Dover races and Langley if you're in the area.
There you go.
They've been exciting every week so far.
Bam.